I have certain formalities I need to get done, so if you just hang on a little bit longer. As a wise man once said to me, the speech should be like a woman's cocktail dress. It should be long enough to cover all the important aspects, but short enough to maintain everyone's interest. So to start with the important bits, and hope that not everyone gets exposed this evening. On behalf of the bridesmaids, Fiona, Sarah and Gemma, we thank you, Gavin, for your toast. It's, the girls are looking fantastic this evening, as I'm sure you'll all agree. And, on behalf of the ushers and myself as best man, thank you very much for allowing us to be part of your day. It's also been a true honour for us just to be here. So thank you as well. And can I have a little round of applause for the ushers? And the employees. Thank you very much. It's all coming out now. And on behalf of the guests, we've got to thank the bride, the groom, and the two families for making this all happen. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. It's very much appreciated. So can you just have a round of applause? Now, not everyone that could be here today that actually wanted to be here today, so I have a couple of messages that I just actually want to read out from our grandparents, which, I'm sorry, in short form is basically they're very sorry they can't be here today, but they wish you all the best for the future. And for those that aren't with us today, they're still in our thoughts. And in the meantime, I'd ask you just to raise your glass and drink a toast to absent friends.
Absent friends.
I'm coming on to the more interesting part of it. You have to understand, at 3 o'clock this morning, this speech was about 7 pages long. It's considerably shorter now. I got censored. Anyway. No, I'm not done yet. When Gavin asked me to be his best man, I have to admit I was slightly shocked. I thought I already had one. Where is he? Then I realised I may be his number one brother, but I'm his number 2 choice of best man. But I still love you, bro. I'm sure you'll love me after this, though. Exactly. Oh. I'm not sure how well you actually know Gavin, but he's had a number of nicknames over the years. Hamster?
Hamster.
Buzz? And most memorable, Hank. Fortunately, the most memorable is also the most well-known,
Okay.
the most uncontrollable, and the most easily led astray. Or maybe you just need a glass of still difference between a Ford Fiesta and a trampoline. Yeah, if you actually need a bit more detail on that one, come see me later on. Okay, I'll be right there. But on the whole though, I do have to say, between a life in Edinburgh and here in Northern Ireland, we've been brought up well. We've had a good education, been exposed to what the world has to offer. Although we do seem to have developed a slight aversion to redheads. But for those of you who missed out on Gavin's recent exploits, for which my father has actually stolen most of the show, he did actually start working for my father when he was, or our father, when he was at a very young age, which I believe in some countries is called child labour. But it hasn't hindered his rise to superstardom. And as we say, I mean, we did spend a bit of time in the Kremlin, so we didn't actually know if a day like today was going to come off exactly. And I'm glad it did. Anyway, it was through his work that he met the future Mrs. Waits. But apparently it didn't all start out quite so swimmingly. How did you describe him? Hold on, a couple of quotes here. know, it's actually a wonder you guys made it here. But anyway. Oh. But anyway, she is just one of the key women that's been part of his life. His mother, who's taught him all his morals and ethics, which have stood him well and continue to do so. His godmother, who ensured he went to church at least twice. And here she is again at the top table. And his new wife. And so the story begins for Mr. and Mrs. Bates. So ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I'm wrapping it up. I'd like you to raise your glasses one last time and drink with me.
Mr. and Mrs. Bates.
Thank you very much.